I tested every speed boost to find the best way of abusing pace in EAFC 24. With hundreds of 90 plus pace foot players now released towards the conclusion of FC 24, I think this video could not come at a better time. Some of these techniques derive from as far as FIFA 21, and some were discovered this year. This is gonna get interesting. Each speed boost technique will be ranked by 3 categories: ability to burst off the mark, ability to burst through a gap, and overall control of the ball. And this is rather necessary because, as we know, when we sprint, the touches are rather large and it really prevents us, or at least limits us, from sprinting or bursting into space all the time. First up, we have L1 speed boost, so-called strafe speed boost, where you essentially hold the ball up with L1, and then as you proceed to progress forward and burst into the space, you tap or hold the R2 button. This supposedly allows us to get off the mark in a quick fashion and leave the defender in the dust, and today we're testing it. 4 eyes are on L1 speed boost. Here we go. What can we make of this here now? L1 into it, not bad. I mean, it sort of allows you to stutter and then go out of nowhere. That's the benefit of it. L1 into it. Oh, could be the tradesman, but I don't know if you can blame the tradesman when his tools are broken. Oh, I like the little hop he gets, you know, you sort of stutter and then go. There you go. And into it, straight past it. L1, bang, straight. Ooh, get sent. And through. Oh, look at that burst. My God. And the L1 speed boost, if I'm honest, it's quite good. Ability to burst off the mark, very good. I'd say an 8 out of 10. Ability to burst through a gap, I mean, it was alright at that, although I think it was way better at bursting off the mark than trying to exploit gaps, so a 6 out of 10. And then overall control of the ball, because you're only bursting off once or twice, I think it's quite good, so I'd say a solid 7 out of 10. Overall, a 7 out of 10. We have the knock-on technique, a technique actually used a lot this year by professional FIFA players, and essentially what this entails is flicking the right analog stick, or at least holding it for as long as you need, for as far as you need the ball to go out in front of you to burst into the space ahead. Certainly a technique which can only be used when there's lots of space available. However, today we're gonna test it regardless. It's knock on season, baby. L1, bang, into it, love it, bang! Oh, get sent. It's working to a charm. Here we go, hold it through. It's time. It's knock on season. Hold through, come in, burst through, love it. Receive, now bang, get out of here, Okay, time to shine. Oh, get out of here. Go, Zach, no one can stop her. Go, burners, for days. What a ball. Opponent here, Jimmy boy, he's turning the burners on as well. What can we make of this? Straight, the only negative is you just don't have control, meaning if there's anyone near you, you've got no chance. But if there's any space, like this, straight through to it. Really it. The knock-on, I mean, you know, it wasn't too bad to burst off the mark. You do get that bit of a boost after you flick it out in front. Has to be a 6.5 out of 10. Ability to burst through a gap, that was probably its best mark. I would say a good 7.5 out of 10. And then overall control of the ball, you have very limited control, simply because you're basically tapping it out in front of you all the way, leaving you susceptible to losing the ball. So it's a 3 out of 10. Overall, a 5 out of 10 for the knock-on. The intermediate R2 speed boost, a technique where you are essentially dribbling throughout the space and then tapping the R2 button, but only for a slight second. This allows us to burst into the space intermediately without taking too many large touches and losing the ball. Today, we're going to rate it. Intermediate R2, here we come. See what we can make of this. Now into R2, good. I like this. Because you can control and then burst. It's not just an instant burst and no control. You can control the ball, then go. Not in that case. Control it, intermediate, burst into it, and control. Burst into it. Nope. Cruise, playing for the badge. Here we go. Now burst into it. Get set, head cruise, bang! Burst into it. Yes, son. And burst. Intermediately. Get in there. What is that? Burst through it. Hold, burst. Oh, brilliant, man. That's what I love about it. The intermediate R2, I mean, it just wasn't bad, was it? You know, bursting off the mark, it's a solid 8 because of how good it was at going from 0 to 100. You then have ability to burst through a gap. It wasn't too bad, but not the best. I'd say a 6.5 out of 10. And overall control of the ball, because you're only doing it intermediately, it's quite good. good. So a solid 7 out of 10, and overall 7.5 out of 10. Come off the hour, come off one of the most popular techniques to speed boost, the step over speed boost. A technique where you need to enter in with the right analog stick to the front of the player and then rotate it around to the side of him. And then as he's performing the step over, you need to hold in R2 and obviously point the left analog stick forward facing to where the player is facing to ensure he speed boosts into the gap past the defender. Here we go. It's step over season, baby. It's step over season, baby. It's step over season. Step over speed boost. Straight through. Not that case. It's too good though, man. It's hard to beat. Before this video is even at the conclusion, this will be hard to beat. I'm not gonna lie. Burst through it. Get out of here. It's too good. Burst through. Bang! Oh, what? Now burst. Get out of here, man. It's too good. Off the mark instantly. This keeper and Sofatov or Berbatov needs to go. Get sent, man. It's too good. And the knock on at the same time. What can we make of this? Easy. We then had the arch nemesis step over speed boost. I mean, this was going to be hard to beat, was it not? With everyone using it this year, it's a very good speed boost. The ability to burst through a mark, so good. It's a good 9 out of 10. And ability to burst through a gap, again, you can just burst through any space or gap that opens up between the defenders. It's a solid 9 again. And then overall control the ball, it's another 9. Overall, a 9 out of 10. We then have L2 and R2 into R2. You're probably thinking, what the bloody hell is this? Well, it entails holding L2 and R2 together and essentially releasing L2 as you do so to burst into the space. Not sure about this one as it has been deemed one of the more inconsistent ones. However, not to judge a book by its cover. What do you got for us here? What do you... Ooh. Okay. Here we go. L2, R2, and bang. Ooh. L2, R2, and bang. And L2, R2, and bang. Bang. Oh. Not bad to start us off. Hold through, and burst. Not too good there. It's your time. And burst. Oh, you just can't get it out of your feet sometimes. It's the only issue. And go. Get sent. Oh, get sent. We then had the L2, R2 together into a speed boost. And the ability to go off the mark was quite good, although it did get caught up in your feet sometimes. So I'm giving that a 7. Ability to burst through a gap, not the greatest. It's a 3 because it wasn't really the best at doing that. And an overall control the ball, I would say a 5 out of 10, simply because it does still get caught up in amongst your feet with the attacker. So overall a 6 out of 10. We have the R1 speed boost, the popular technique from years ago where you essentially hold in R1 and then of course you transition into an R1 and R2 technique of sprinting, and it has gained traction in previous years. However, in EAFC we haven't seen it too much, but again, your boy's here to test it. R1 into boost, it's not bad because you can control and then burst. Now R1, now burst. Get out of here, get out of here. Turn the burners on, turn the burners on. R1, coming in clutch. R1, now burst. Yes. Now burst it. R1, burst through. Yes. The R1 speed boost, not bad. I mean, it wasn't really for bursting off the mark, so it has to be a 5. But ability to burst through a gap, I did find this quite effective. It's a nice, solid 8 out of 10 for that. But overall control as well, it's probably intermediate, only because it does tap it out quite in front of you. So a solid 6 out of 10 for that. Overall, a 6.5 out of 10. Last but not least, the ball roll into R2, a technique where you are ball rolling and then tapping the R2 button intermediately to ball roll away from the defender and essentially burst into the space ahead. To ball roll, it's just the right analog stick holding it to the side of the player, and then obviously you're tapping R2 and using the left stick to point in the direction you want to burst. And last but not least, we are going to test it. Ball roll into speed boost. Get out. Again, I couldn't get out of my feet. R2, now burst through it. Yes, get sent. See, because they're doing the R2, I think you're going to turn back, but you just keep bursting forward. And bang! Oh, what a goal! R2 burst. Oh, get sent. Get sent. It's certainly good for shifting the weight of the defender, no doubt. Like that. You get caught out though. Again, like that. Shifting the weight of him every time. R2, bang. Not quite. Not quite. Ooh, get sent. Get sent. Oh, yes. Shift the weight of him there. He's still going. He's still going. Oh. Last but not least, the ball roll speed boost. Wowee, is it good. I really like this skill, and especially the speed boost you can get off the back of it. Bursting off the mark, not too bad. It's a 7 out of 10. You then have ability to burst through a gap, very good, because you can take it to the side and then burst through the gap even more, and that's a solid 8. And overall control of the ball, because you are ball rolling away from the approaching defender, I found it quite effective, so solid 7 out of 10. Overall, a 7 out of 10 for the ball roll speed boost. So there you have it, many different speed boosts learnt today, from current to previous, and of course, many of them have been deemed as overpowered, but there was one that stood out and simply cannot be beaten, and has remained the reigning champ for the past 3 years. That is the step over speed boost. What a speed boost this is in EAFC 24. It's been used and abused by many pros throughout this year, and of course, it is going to take the cake for this video. Now, I am coaching one-on-one. You can check that out. The link is down below. Work one-on-one with your boy to prepare for EAFC 25. And if you did enjoy this video, you may just enjoy this one here. If you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you do want any pre-gaming fuel or supplement, then head over to atpscience.com, which is the first link in the description, and use the code DylanEtsATP at checkout to get yourself a discount. Not only is it the cheapest way to get supplements, but it helps me out a ton, guys, so thank you.